Hey guys, what's up? I'm here at AF1 Racing in Austin, Texas, next to the freeway here, so it's kind of loud. Today I am going to test ride the Aprilia RSV4 Factory, which is an amazing sport bike, tons of horsepower, and all I've heard is that it's a bike that wants to rip your arms off. So we're gonna give it a run. Okay, they're prepping the bike for me to take it for a test ride, and while we wait, Sean from AF1 Racing is going to go over the TFT with you, and here we're using a V4, a Twinal V4, which is basically the same setup, the TFT and all the inner workings.
All right, so this is the main dash here. You can toggle to the right here with this button and get information on the bike, and it goes back to the main dash. Up here is your mode. You have user, tour, sport, and back to user. And if you hold this button down, you can get into the menu for the modes. Here you can change all of these different parameters in here. This is engine mapping. This is engine braking. So you have 3 levels on that. Traction control, 8 levels, and you can change that on the fly on the left handlebar. But this is kind of a baseline for each mode. Wheelie control, 3 levels of wheelie control. 1 will let you wheelie, 3 won't, and 2 is in between. ABS, 3 different levels on that also. 1 turns it off in the back, on the back wheel. And this is suspension control, which is the old and semi-active electronic suspension. You can go in and dial this in like crazy in another page. And then this is the damping control. So they added this with this model for 26. And then back to that, over here on the left handlebar you have thumb and forefinger. You can control the traction control on the fly all the way up to 8, and then all the way down to 1 there. And wheelie control, you can control that with the cruise control switch there, and it also has cruise control there. ABS and traction control, those lights go off. 2 different daytime running lights. Kickstand is down there. Quick shifter on this bike. So that's pretty much the dash. You can go in and dial in a lot of different other things, but that's basically it.
Hey guys, my helmet mic broke, so I'm gonna have to do some voiceover work on this. The recording you're hearing of the motorcycle is being recorded by my Insta360 camera's external microphone. So occasionally you might hear my voice kind of muffled, and that's the microphone externally outside my helmet picking up my voice. So sorry about that. Okay, let's get underway here. See, I'm a little wobbly here. I'm trying to get used to this really sporty tucked up position. I'm 5'8" tall, so I'm not a very tall rider. This seat is about 33 inches in height, so I am tiptoe. If I put both feet down, I'm on my toes completely. All the motorcycle dealerships are located along this freeway here, which is 35. Unfortunately, there's nowhere really cool to ride around here. It's just all city streets and like this frontage road I'm on right now. And everything in this area is, as you can see, is under construction. So you gotta be very careful about the dirt, sand, oil, rocks, all that kind of stuff. So as a shorter rider on this bike, what I did is I kind of slipped my right or left butt cheek off the seat so my left foot could be flat on the ground, and I've got my right foot on the rear brake. So I am in a very sporty position. I do feel a little bit of weight on my wrist, and my legs are tucked up quite nicely with these rear sets. I'm not really used to being in this position. My BMW RS is a sporty kind of position, but it's more on the touring side, so it's not nearly as tucked up or leaned over as this bike. And I'm happy to report, other than the AF1 Racing team, I am the first person to test ride this bike. This is their official RSV4 Factory demo ride, and it's completely stock, including the exhaust. It doesn't sound too bad, but that's something I would definitely get if I purchased this bike. I'd get a slip-on, probably an SC Project. So let's go over some of the stats of this bike. It is a 1099cc liquid-cooled 65-degree V4. It's got 220 horsepower at 13,000 RPMs. It's got 93.7 foot-pounds of torque, and its wet weight is 449.7 pounds, or 204 kilos. Its suspension is electronically controlled Öhlins Smart DC 2.0 semi-active suspension. Brakes, it's got Brembo high pure radial calipers with dual 330mm floating disc on the front. Electronics as a comprehensive Aprilia Performance ride control package, including a 6-axis IMU, multiple riding modes, traction control, wheelie control, and cornering ABS. I'm an older dude with a pre-existing kind of back issue, so just as reference, my BMW RS, I can ride that bike for about 3 hours straight without stopping before I need to kind of do a pit stop and stretch my back out. This bike, I could probably do about an hour before I needed to pull over and kind of just straighten my body out. But again, I'm an older dude and I've got a pre-existing kind of little back issue. So if you're younger and your back is healthy, no issues. Mirrors are good. I got good view on both sides of the bike, and there's no vibration in them, so it's a pretty clear view. So again, I'm comparing this to my RS, and it's interesting because it feels like the bike is under me and behind me at the same time. So like most true sport bikes, the fairing and dash are kind of under your helmet almost, whereas my RS, the TFT screen and everything is a little bit more forward. It's easier to look at. So it's just an interesting ergonomic position for me compared to the RS. So it only took me about 5 minutes or so to get used to this ergonomic position. I feel planted and my body feels tucked into the bike. So it's quite comfortable, but like I said, probably an hour or so of comfort before I'd have to get off. I find the brakes are not as grabby as my RS, but that's probably just because they're new and they need to be broken in, worn in a little bit, the pads and the rotors, to get that maximum stopping power out of the Brembos. As far as the overall power of this bike, it does have 220 horsepower. It's definitely a higher end bike. It redlines at 14,000. In these conditions where I am now in traffic, I'm not going to be able to get it up that high. But I can feel that it gets into the triple digits really fast if you want it to. This windscreen and overall front fairing here is doing an excellent job of keeping the wind off of my head and helmet. I can feel the wind kind of in my chest area and below. I don't feel anything on my face or my helmet. Everything is smooth air, so that's a real good plus. I haven't hit any really big bumps, but the bike is running a little stiff, which it should be. These Öhlins are really good and keep the bike well planted to the ground while absorbing any of the minor road bumps that I have felt, no problems. So this bike is definitely not a commuter bike or a daily rider bike, just because the sport bike aggressive stance on this and ergonomics are just too much to deal with to ride it, say, if you're going to be downtown going through lots of traffic. It's also quite tall, seats 33 plus inches, so I'm on my tippy toes. So it's not the best bike to use for a daily rider or a commuter bike for sure. They've done some work. Aprilia's done some work to kind of help dissipate some of the heat. Most of these inline 4s and V4 sport bikes generate a lot of heat. I know Ducati is kind of well known for that, and this being another, kind of V4 Italian bike, it does get warm, but I can't really feel that it's overly hot or bothersome. Alright, let me do a little test here. I'm going to kind of open up the throttle a little bit on here and then duck under the front windscreen so you can hear the difference of the wind noise. Well, that's definitely a lot quieter. There's a pretty cool little kind of toggle or paddle shifter underneath the left-hand switchgear that allows you to control the wheelie control as well as the traction control on the fly. Okay, we're on our home stretch heading back to AF1 Racing. So at this point, let me thank the team there at AF1 Racing for letting me take this for a quick spin and making a video with it. Really appreciate it, and it was a lot of fun. Great bike. And it's probably one of the best sounding sport bikes stock. All right, home sweet home, back here at AF1 Racing in Austin. If you're interested in this RSV4 Aprilia, come on down, talk to the team. They'll be happy to talk to you. Great group of guys. This bike, this particular bike, suggested retail price is $26,500 approximately.
Well, stay tuned, guys, because I'm heading to a bike meetup in a little bit. I'm going to meet up with my friend Jim. He has this exact bike. He bought it not too long ago, and I'm just going to see if I can get some cool insights from him as a owner rider. See you in a bit. All right, friends, we're here with my buddy Jim. Jim, how's it going? Good to see you.
Man. Nice to see you again.
Yeah. So those of you that watched some previous videos, Jim has had some very cool bikes. You had the RS. What year was that? The BMW RS. Was that a 23 or 24? It was a 24.
24.
Yeah. So he went R1250 RS 2024 BMW. Then you went a 2025 M1000 XR.
Yes, sir.
And now you've got, what have you got here?
26 Aprilia RSV4 Factory.
That's crazy. So we were just talking before this as an older gent. Yeah. You're going the wrong way, man. You're supposed to go crazy bike to not so crazy to touring, comfortable, bike.
Yeah.
What's going on?
So so actually you missed one. So I started with a metric cruiser. I had a Kawasaki Vulcan first, thinking that, hey, I need comfortable, laid back, feet out front, whatever kind of deal. And unfortunately, and I thought that would be better for my back, actually, because I got some lower back issues. But it ended up being not good at all. You never ride like with good posture when you're on a cruiser. You just slouch and be comfortable, and you're hitting every single bump.
And it goes right up through your spine.
And the suspension's bad, so you're just slamming yourself like crazy. So, I needed a bike to start. It was a good starter bike, everything great. I really like my RS. It was fun. I know you can tell.
Yeah, we have some video footage here of you doing the first interview with me in that RS. I still have mine. It's an awesome bike, a lot of fun.
Just knock my thing off here. So I did that, and then the RS was fun, but BMW had to do their demo days, and I had to sit on something that I liked even more, unfortunately, which was the M1000. Which I still have. I didn't get rid of it, and I like that bike a lot. It's a really, really comfortable bike.
Smooth shifting.
Yeah, so smooth.
Inline 4 power. What's that got? Like 201 horsepower? 205. Yeah, that's a nice bike. Good looking bike too. Comfortable too.
And it's like
the GS and a Double R had a baby.
Yeah, you're like sitting in a chair, just like an easy chair. Super comfortable. I keep it for every once in a while, or longer rides when I don't really feel like taking this out. You know, I've ridden it I've had this one for about 3 weeks,
and then 205 horsepower was just not enough, so you had to step it up to
220 is the new spiel with this one. Yeah, I don't know. I actually find this fairly comfortable. I'm still getting used to, some of the forward weight on the wrists and whatever. But a couple upgrades like tank pads and just the seat's a little wonky. It likes to ride you forward, but.
So you put the tank pads. What else have you done? You did this?
So all I really did was, the first thing I did was the tank grips and the
windscreen,
the race screen, which is a Power Bronze. It's a European company, and little red screws.
I was just gonna say that. I wonder if you did that because that's a nice
red anodized screws. Yeah, they're not the right color, but whatever.
That's a nice. It's a nice touch rather than what are they?
They're just
zinc.
Black.
Or they were black?
Yeah, they're just.
Well, at least they're black.
Yeah.
I know Ducatis they just come with those
silver
zinc,
screws,
like silver screws.
Silver screws everywhere. Yeah, it had a really low windscreen, and obviously it's a bike that is powerful and goes pretty stinking fast.
Turned up a little bit.
Yeah, like it used to. I mean, it came to like there before.
Yeah.
So like with the arch maybe there. So like this is.
Does it do a good job of blowing the wind over your head?
It is amazing.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Amazing. So you don't have to, chest on the tank tuck. You can just sort of kind of get down, and you can feel it go over your helmet and down your back.
Oh, that's cool.
It's amazing. So that helped a lot. Went light smoke because I do ride at night. As much as I would like something in dark smoke or black for aesthetics, it isn't. I need functional stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Well, there's a pothole. Didn't see that.
Yeah, I ride at night quite a bit. So.
Yeah.
Just because it's cooler here in Texas, like 100 and some degrees.
Well, it was
out.
105 on the way over here, so that was fun. So tank pads, new windscreen, got your quad lock.
Yeah, quad lock. This bike came with everything. Yeah, I just put the Leo Vinci, I think it's a V10, I don't know, full black thing. It's stainless steel. I mean, it's not something I probably will keep long term, but it's better than stock. I like the all black look.
Sure.
Also had to do the servo buddy or servo healer, whatever you want to call it, which is way the heck up here. So you have to pull.
Oh, for the exhaust.
Yeah, you got to pull the whole thing off here. And
so the servo's way up here.
Yeah, the servo's right here.
Oh,
the servo motor. I left the bracket. The bracket's still there, but the servo motor was right in there.
Oh, okay.
It's not too bad. I mean, you take like this front off, and this whole fairing, amazingly, is like all one piece, thankfully. So it's a lot of screws and some retainer clips and whatnot, but it's fairly easy. This part of the wing comes off with the little bolt there. So like all of this just comes off in one piece. And
that's cool.
Can get to what you need to. The only stupid thing is you got to take this top cap off. But it was fairly easy. Getting the old one off was a little hard. It was really on the cat. I'm a little mad that this year that they're catted. They used to have the cats in the pipes.
Oh yeah.
So you could just take it off and run a full system. But I guess at least you can do a slip-on now, as opposed to you couldn't before, because you'd have to have a tune at least because your stuff's missing or whatever.
That's true.
Would love a tail tidy, but there's really not much out there. There's some older model ones that you can do.
You just got this not too long ago.
Yeah, it's like 3 weeks. Yeah, three weeks, 3 or 4 weeks. So a month ago.
Hey, what's up, man?
So there's I don't know. There's other stuff I want to do. I want to get I want to cover these with carbon fiber.
Oh really?
Yeah, and I want to do the mud guards in the front and back in carbon fiber.
So the swing arm has you can get a cover for it.
Yeah, carbon fiber swing arm cover. I like all the black, and I'm not really a fan of the.
Yeah.
And especially these, they're more like dull this year. The previous year they were super shiny, like or you could polish them up or whatever. Because this used to be the same. It used to be the same color as this, which I didn't like, but yeah.
Yeah, it looks nice. So what is the I think the main difference between the factory RSV4 and the regular RSV4 is the Öhlins suspension, right?
Yeah, so you have
And-
Öhlins 2.0, so full electric in the front and back.
And then you got some extra
Yeah, you
like
got
track stuff.
the
and
Mia app that lets you do crazy stuff like
track stuff.
turn
and-
like turn by turn settings for your traction control and wheelie control. And then forged wheels. It's got forged wheels. I almost wish it came with the red wheels, but like they used to. Or
It looks like your tire is already kind of worn in there a little bit.
yeah,
Had some fun with it.
she's been around a little bit. I got about 1,000 miles on her in 4 weeks.
Oh wow! So you already did like the break-in?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Done the break-in. It didn't really have a break-in like some of the other bikes where it was electronically locked or anything. It was kind of full bang.
Oh really?
Yeah, I tried to be. I didn't do a great break-in, obviously, but I try to keep her under 7,000 RPMs for the most.
Now, when you ride this and you're cruising along, do
Yeah.
you feel pressure on your wrists, or is it just when you stop at lights?
So if you can learn and use the tank
legs.
properly,
Yeah.
you can use your legs and your core, which I don't have much of, but it's mostly your legs. It's all about sitting back away from the tank and squeezing in on your grips, and then you got to be loose on the front.
Yeah.
I mean, on a bike like this, if you're really doing crazy stuff and you're leaning on it, you're gonna pin your throttle. You could be coming up to a brake and be like, oh crap, I'm on the throttle and I can't get off of it because I'm braking and I'm leaning forward, right? So if you can't squeeze your tank good, then it's gonna be bad. At first I had a little pain in my fat part of my thumbs here, just from how it is. I wish I could put my my shift and brake lever down a little bit farther, but they contact the fairing there.
But what about the? Have you ever test rided a S1000 RR?
I have.
Yeah, and I found that to be quite comfortable for
Yeah,
a kind of
that's-
full-on sport bike.
Yeah.
Do you feel there's a difference between that and this in terms of ergonomics?
For sure. This is a very, very aggressive seating position and triangle. The pegs are very high.
I know what you mean about the legs,
and
though.
it's also very cramped, right? So being a taller, longer legged rider, you kind of, especially on the shift side, I'm up so high that
your knees
trying
are out
to
there.
get under, and do this kind of thing when your knees pinned underneath here can be very, on the other side obviously, but can be very, very sketchy. It's like I almost have to take my foot off to do it, which is not optimal.
That's true.
So they're on the small side. So if you're looking for something that fits you and you're bigger, this may not be.
6'4".
Yeah, I'm
6'5".
I'm only 6 foot, but
No, but
I mean, even me being, I'm fairly cramped. I think I'm fairly standard dimension-wise or height-wise, and I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't know at the time, but I got the sergeant seat from my RS, which I love, but I ended up getting the regular, which is actually considered
the low,
short or low.
Yeah.
And so even at 5'8", I feel a little cramped on it sometimes. On a long ride, my legs will start getting a little tired because I'm kind of cramped up. But
yeah, this one's like.
You're way
up
back there.
And this seat slopes really bad, so I'm trying to stay like a hand away from the seat, but you just can't. I can't sit on this because it's so sloped.
Yeah, it is. There is a pretty decent angle on that.
So
you end up just
even squeezing, you're at the tank almost always, which isn't good for your lean angles and stuff.
Yeah.
You can't really open your leg open if you're stuck.
Well, it's definitely a good looking bike. So what is your just a quick to end this up, the RS, the XR, and the RSV4.
Yep.
Just a couple highlights or pros and cons of each real quick.
So
if you can remember back to the RS.
Yeah, pros of the RS, super torquey down low, a little weak up top if you really like to go fast. If you don't, if you're a law-abiding citizen, then it is plenty fast for most people. Comfortable, a little bit set forward.
It'll get to about 140, 145. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that was a good bike. I wasn't, you know, the Boxer is an interesting engine, and you know, some people love it, some people don't. I was kind of, I don't know, I didn't love it, but I loved the rest of the way the bike looked and the way it rode and everything. So you know, I liked it. Quick shifter was meh, not so great.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're clunky.
The XR, man, you get what you pay for, I guess. Comfort.
Smooth, quick shifter.
Smooth like butter, man. Like I can put that cruise control, well, it disengages it, but I can take my hands off the handlebars and upshift and downshift. It doesn't matter if you're on it or off it, or you have to blip it. Like, no, it just nothing. And you barely knock it. It's just like boop, 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 boop.
And then that's got the much higher end with the inline fours, if you want to go crazy fast.
Yeah, and that one's fast. I mean, for sure. I don't like the windscreen. It's got a very small windscreen. Even when you pop that one up at all, it's almost worthless. Kind of like
the RS.
Yeah, the RS is kind of worthless
also kind of crappy.
So I don't like that about it. A little wobbly at high speeds.
Which one? The XR?
The XR.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I feel that a lot of vibration too in the handlebars.
Speed,
just no, constant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's very, very vibey in the handlebars for some reason. This one, cramped, super fast, super fun.
Looks cool.
I mean, the V4 sounds really good. The arrows are really cool, and I really like the Italian deal. They're super high versus last year's model.
Yeah. Is that good?
They're a little,
there you go.
they're just a little wonky the way they attach. They actually improved that because these used to just fly off the bike because they weren't anchored in quite right.
All right, well, that's it from AF1 Racing. I hope you enjoyed that. That was a very fun bike. I could tell that I would probably get in trouble on that bike because of the power and the height. It's a little high for me, my stubby little legs. But other than that, great bike, lots of fun. And just a reminder, please thumbs up, subscribe, share it, all that great stuff. Really appreciate it, and we will see you next time.